Marie Gage is chair and Chris Lynd is vice chair of the Arts Council, Haliburton Highlands, and they're our guests today. Welcome to Marie and Chris. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having us, Mike.
Yes, thanks very much. We're happy to be here with you.
Nice to have you on board. Now, let's talk about the Arts Council. Over the years, for many years, the Arts Council has played a really vital role in the development of arts-related activities, and that's throughout the entire Haliburton Highlands. And Marie, I'm wondering, how long has the Arts Council been operating?
It began in 2006.
2006, so that's a long history of service to the community. And I wonder, with all the things that the Arts Council is working on, this must take a lot of people to make it happen.
Well, you're right there, Mike. It's a very big job, and it's a big job because of the size of the county, but it's also a big job because of the size of the mandate. And that mandate, many people think about the visual arts when they think about an arts council. But our Arts Council is responsible for or helps to encourage visual arts, literary arts, and the performing arts, and throughout that broad county area. But we also believe that every citizen should have access to the arts. So we're not just about supporting the members who are artists. We're about bringing art to the community. We believe the arts have the power to inspire people, to educate them, and to bring them together. And that's why we don't, our membership doesn't need to be just artists. Anybody out there that supports the arts, we would encourage them to join with the supporting membership. And we are a volunteer organization, so that makes meeting all those goals that we're talking about even more interesting, because every project that we do needs volunteers to plan it, needs volunteers to execute it, and needs money to support it. So it's a very, very big mandate.
Well, it's been so successful over the years, and I'm glad you mentioned about being a member, because it occurs to me that many people who are either residents or have cottages up in the Highlands, they too can be members, because that shows their support for the breadth of the activities.
That's right. Yep.
So now let's turn to planning. Chris, you've been on the board for many years, and you lead the strategic planning process, which is always a very large undertaking. Why is this so important to the organization?
Well, I think we all understand and know how about strategic planning and the importance of it. And every trusted organization that I've ever belonged to, or that we know in the county, works from a thoughtful, strategic plan. And that plan sets their pathway and guides them in their initiatives. And if you don't have that plan set in place, then it makes your work much more difficult. And then you don't meet the needs of the people that you serve. So just in the last 8 months, we've been working hard on ours, reformulating, and we've kept a lot of things that we really like, but we've established 5 priorities that are going to guide us over the next few years, and they're going to help us zero in on the things that are unique to the Arts Council and have been successful in the past, and will carry us forward in that way. Our number 1 priority right now, though, is financial stability. And so we're launching a giving campaign that we're calling Arts for All, and it will be launched in November, like next week, November. So, and as Marie said, all forms of the arts are a catalyst. They're a catalyst for bringing people together. When we're together, we inspire creativity, and we encourage conversations that are really important in moving people forward and in understanding, not just understanding the art, but understanding the world. The Arts Council makes these things happen. We have roundtables where we bring artists together. We work with kids and youth in the community. We're putting art in public spaces for lots of people to see, and we're bringing authors to the community, to mention a few things that we do. This is just sort of a small sample of the things that the Arts Council does. On the economic side of things, though, the arts brings visitors on a daily basis. The Sculpture Forest and our public art galleries are gems in the community that bring people to visit every day. I'm going to tell you a story about a lodge owner that told me just recently that our directory is like her Bible. She shares it with all her guests and has many repeat customers because of the breadth of the arts in the community. The many places they love being able to have this guide and go out into the community, and they're visiting studios and stores and restaurants. So we contribute in that way. And I put this out to people too, and I said, like, I really think this, what other rural community do we know that has a highly regarded opera series with high performing, high caliber performers? Like, I don't know of another one. So we like that the Arts Council, we like to say that the arts is the spark.
Well, certainly the Arts Council has led the way, and the contributions to the Haliburton Highlands are enormous when you look at all the things that are going on. Marie, coming up, you have the Arts Council annual meeting, and that'll be taking place on the 9th of November. And what will the focus of the meeting be?
Well, the main focus of the meeting is to bring our members up to snuff on what we've done in the year, to make sure everybody understands all the wonderful things that have happened and the work that we're wanting to do. But it will also focus on sharing the strategic priorities and launching the fundraising plan. We're also doing after the meeting, we're doing a social gathering because, as you know, Mike, artists tend to work in isolation in their studios and don't necessarily have an environment in which they can network with other people on a daily basis. So the Arts Council really believes it's important for us to provide opportunities where they can come and share. So that'll be happening at the Haliburton Museum on November the 9th from 1 to 3. And everybody is welcome to attend. Only members can vote, but we welcome anybody that's interested.
That's marvelous. Chris, anybody that's ever visited the Arts Council website will quickly be aware of the breadth of the reach of the council and the arts in the Highlands. The Arts Directory and Map, which you've already referenced, is really an incredible communications piece. Maybe you can talk to me about the financial need for the council to be able to play this pivotal role in the arts.
Right. Well, yes, again, Mike, thank you. And thank you for those kind words about our website and our directory. We're pretty proud of those. We feel like our directory is, our website is, a place for people to go and find out what's happening in the county. So, and we keep it quite up to date. And of course, our directory, we're proud of that. It's years old. We've been doing it for a long time, and we're always very proud of it when it does come out at the in the spring. So about our financials, we do receive funding from the Ontario Arts Council, and we do often apply for grants. That money is tight. And sometimes you get them and sometimes you don't. So it allows you to go forward or not. So, but those two things are not enough alone to sustain the depth and the reach of the programming that our community deserves and loves and appreciates and gains from. So because of that, we are reaching out to the community. This is our first time to do this for financial support in our Arts for All giving campaign. And that's, as I had mentioned before, that's about to start. So contributions from our supporters in the county are going to help us not only maintain those programs, but to let us offer other programs, further programs that we're excited about. We're around the table planning and thinking, how can we do this? We're really focused on youth right now in the community and making sure that there's accessible and affordable programming for them. And we're working with a number of players in the community to make that happen. And when these people, with these extra funds, we can do more. We can do more with those youth and families. And our programs like Art in Public Spaces, we can grow that and we can promote more artists. Bookapalooza could add a writer's retreat to its roster. They wanted to do that for a long time. So if we had more funding, we could do that. And we could bring back the ever popular fashion follies. And I know when people hear that and talk about fashion follies, they ask us all the time, is it coming back? Are you doing it again? So with these contributions and this extra financials, then we can do those kinds of things. We're very excited about it. We're very excited about it. And that's one of our priorities, is being out in the community more and drawing the community into the arts.
Well, as I look at all the activities in the calendar, it is so robust from stem to stern, as you say, literary arts, the visual arts, performing arts. And I would encourage anyone that has not visited, and they should visit it on a regular basis, because things are changing so rapidly in the arts in the Highlands that it should be a go-to place to see what's going on and what's coming up. You could literally fill your days with the arts
And your
activities.
evening. And
We know we do.
So, Marie, tell me, what do you see as the key challenges for the Arts Council in the coming near future, the next few years?
well, Chris has already really talked about that a little bit. It really is having a sustainable future. And when we're talking about sustainable future, we're not only talking about the giving campaign in terms of raising dollars, we also need to raise human resources and to get volunteers who are prepared to help us with little projects or big projects. Just it can be a few hours of people's time. It can be a lot of people's time, but we need people to step up and help, because a board of 7 to 9 people can't do all of this effectively. So we do need more help. And the part of the challenge that we have in terms of the fundraising campaign is that the important work that we do can't be seen as easily as when you're raising money for a hospital or for a children's treatment center where you see a human being that's suffering. But we want people to start to imagine a community without the arts. And is that the kind of place you want to live, or are you prepared to give of yourself, both financially and as a human volunteer, in order to make sure that we have that robust community that we are driving ourselves towards, and that we have. But to sustain it, we need both dollars and human resource help.
Well, the members that take part in all the arts, there's such a great reflection of the Highlands as a whole. They are the face of the Highlands. They are so active out there in the community. And it seems obvious to someone standing back that without the arts, it would be a very lonely place. It would be a very quiet place, that the arts add that vibrancy. And I like to think that every so often you add that aha to the community. The opera studio, and more recently, the locally prepared operas were an inspiration. Like that, I've never seen anything like that ever before. And I think that's one of the key things of the arts in the Highlands. And Chris, you'll be electing board members on the 9th. Maybe you could talk about what it takes to be an effective board member.
Board members, you gotta love them, and you gotta find them. The board members are a precious commodity, that's for sure. And once they come on your board, you know, we have every intention and try to treat people well and make sure that they're involved in making those matches. Effective board members are people who believe in your cause and they want to give to their community and they come with ideas on how to do that. So they're people that are excited to be part of something. They share this, they believe in it, and they share it with their friends and their neighbors. So they're spreading the word and they encourage participation from them. So board members who are going to come to the table and work and plan with us and then go out and shout it from the rooftops. They don't need to be artists themselves. We need people who are ready to use their skills and their experience and bring them to the table. They want to be actively involved in the planning and the programming. And so board members are important, and we currently are, as we go on to the 9th, we'll be electing some new board members. We've had 3 people step forward. We're absolutely thrilled. And anyone else who's interested, we are certainly open to taking other names, because we simply can't do the work that we do without those volunteers, without those dedicated volunteers. And Marie speaks wholeheartedly of bringing volunteers on and making sure that we treat them well.
Well, Chris, you've been a board member for many years, and you're a very busy person. You're involved with Spark, and you've got other activities that you're involved in. And I wonder what has kept you involved in the Arts Council for so long?
Well, the arts have really changed my life. When I moved here 40 years ago, the 2 of the first people I met were Carol Finn and Barb Bolin. And Mike, I know that you know both of those people, and so you know what I'm talking about. And so my future was set, really. I became very excited. I started to work with members of the Guild of Fine Arts, which was an amazing organization. And I took courses at the School of Fine Arts, is what it was called then in those days back there. And I believe that the arts makes a difference in a community, like you so eloquently stated, just before, and the lives of the people. It does make a difference. And so I remain a member on the board so I can help keep art in the forefront. I'm just so passionate about it, making sure that we're part of the community. I want to bring people together to learn. There's so much that we can learn from the arts, and whether we're making or whether we're viewing, it doesn't matter. It's a perfect place to engage in conversation and for further investigation and further learning and further understanding. And the celebration. I love it when we get together in our roundtables and we celebrate what we're doing. We always have so much fun. And more than that, Mike, I think that the arts can solve problems for people and for the community. I think that the arts brings us closer together as a community. And I think it lifts us up in challenging times.
Oh, Marie.
And so who wouldn't want it? And so I'm just going to say, who wouldn't want to be a part of that?
Point well taken. Marie, as an accomplished writer, you've been involved with the Arts Council for a while, and obviously as chair, you take this very important role. What is it about the Arts Council that's important to you?
Well, I think it's, there's a lot of different things. There's the bringing of people together. There's the making it accessible to everyone. I mean, as an author, I want to see young people learn to write. I want to see them learn to read. It expands their horizons, and the same thing for all of the art forms. That, you know, when you go to a musical performance, you hear the words of songs, and you're taken to a place where that artist has been, and so you learn to feel different things, and that changes who you are as a person and advances your work in the world.
Well, anybody that's interested in making a donation in support of the operating and programming costs, I encourage you to visit the website. And right on the website, there's a donate tab up there, and you can do that directly. Chris, what other forms are available to people who want to support the organization and your efforts?
Okay, thank you, Mike. First of all, we want to say thank you to all the people and groups who've sponsored one of our programs in the past and already. These donations, no matter what the amount, make a difference, and they will make a difference. So as you mentioned, people can visit our website at haliburtonarts.on.ca to learn all about us. That's where they'll find our newsletter, and they can read all about our members as well. And they can also find our strategic priorities are listed there, and all about our giving campaign is also listed on the website. So if they want more details, that's the place to go. You can also visit our office, which is at the link, and or call our office administrator, whose name is Ella, at 705-457-8033. That's our office. She doesn't work every day yet, but she will be, she'll return your call promptly. And we also accept e-transfers and checks. We're right with the modern world there. And I want to say, Marie and I also want to say, I reiterate, because Marie's the champion of this, is that as important as the dollar donation is the donation of time. We have a number of projects on the go right now, and we would be happy to talk with people and find their match, something that they will interest them. And we have wonderful volunteers whose lives I can literally say are enriched by being involved in the arts. So.
And if I might, Mike, we also have organizations in the community and people in the community that already support us. And by emphasizing the need for volunteers, I don't want to in any way negate the impact of the people that are already there for us, from our members to current volunteers to organizations like HCDC, the Kinesis Lake on the Dock, Canoe FM, Point in Time, Parker Patent Printing, and individuals. And the analogy that I want to give to people to think about is that the arts are like a web, and it's woven through the community, and it supports the arts and individuals, but it also needs to be supported by the individuals that it touches in order to be strong. And so once again, just think about what the world we live in would be like without that, and see if you can help us maintain and grow that.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned the supporters, and certainly the organizations and people that you mentioned. They are there, and they are there and everywhere, bless their hearts.
Yes.
And they are so important to so much of what goes on in the Haliburton Highlands. Marie, Chris, thank you for talking to me today. I wish you all the best on the 9th, and all best wishes on the fundraising as well. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you very much, Mike. It's very helpful to have you do this with us. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. It's been great.
Marie Gage is chair of the Arts Council, Haliburton Highlands, and Chris Lynd is vice chair.